taking on the Dallas Cowboys. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And a short pickup to about the 25.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 7. On play action, they'll throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. No catches for him in the wild card win last week, but he's got a first quarter grab here.
38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Loose inside the 30. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Cougar 19.
Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick is right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. He's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
Fitzpatrick. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Number 89. A gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and goal at the Packers' 2-yard line.
Now they'll change things up. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this division round matchup. An extra point attempt to follow here. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys.
Cowboys 7, Packers 0.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here comes third down at 7. They'll look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 10.
Ready.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Fitzpatrick. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Fitzpatrick to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Cowboys are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Packers nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw. He'll check this one down to Hampton. And he's got room. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are back within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Packers 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful.
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 72 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. They'll try and run for it on first and goal.
The loss of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they come up now 2nd and goal. Shot here on the ground. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal. Now they'll run on the ball. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. He'll try and run for it. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
The score, Cowboys 20, Packers 7.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they're doing everything they can to protect this early lead after giving up a touchdown on their last drive.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
From 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Cowboys will take over here just shy of the 30.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
To throw, Fitzpatrick. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. play action. Fitzpatrick. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
And once he escaped the pocket there, he tried to keep those eyes downfield, but nothing was materializing. So he makes a smart move and gets that to the sideline.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. For Kittle here, it's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here.
To number 29. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
And now they'll shift things around. Fitzpatrick now. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Again, it's Fitzpatrick. Give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They're indeed going. It's Fitzpatrick. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now a 2nd and 2. 8
yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 41.
They'll drop to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's taken in by Stewart. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 17-yard line.
Back to throw again. And he's got it. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Packers have got it back to within a score on his loop for the extra point.
And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14.
The score, Cowboys 20, Packers 14.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's second down.
Brings up second and 5.
Now they'll run on the ball. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And now an audible here into something else.
Fitzpatrick from the gun on third down. And he is caught. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Fitzpatrick. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Second and 9.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The gain of 5. And now it's third and 4.
Brings up third and 4.
Into the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. scrimmage, back at the 6. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on second and goal. They just get the play off. Now Fitzpatrick. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys from 28 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the running a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again.
Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
52 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now they'll audible to something else. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now Fitzpatrick.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
That is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. 43 yards.
And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
The Cowboys offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Fitzpatrick going to throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good.
Cowboys 29, Packers 14.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdowns out on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a free-possession game.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and then instead run up the middle.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
defensive yard.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
2nd and 11. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Cowboys are going to have it here just past the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he rifles one incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Fitzpatrick. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up the 4th down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Again, he'll drop to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup.
They'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
A 9-yard gain on the play.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Back to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And that will force a turnover on downs. Fitzpatrick to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got some space here. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
To throw, Fitzpatrick.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Now a 2nd and 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. And he comes back with one complete.
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Fitzpatrick. Touchdown! A great effort there with his second touchdown of the night.
And the Cowboys are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead.
Now the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Makes the score Cowboys 36. Packers 14.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side is taken in by Stewart. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
43. Packers 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
He'll look to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. Down to the 10.
Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. 74 yards.
And the Packers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Luke now for the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead down to 22.
Makes the score Cowboys 43. Packers 21.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Well, a clear running situation, try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football, so now you lose your keys as a defense, you dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Fitzpatrick, a quick throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Cowboys continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. In the wild card game last week, he had 4 catches, and now he has his 4th catch here.
And the Packer first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Yards to go.
The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's caught. It's Stewart. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right of the yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Looking to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Cowboys are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Offside, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Fitzpatrick here to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. That is caught by Stewart. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Packers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22.
Packers 28.
So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Throwing here, Fitzpatrick. There's that man again. It's complete. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here's Fitzpatrick.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders. And the Packers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time is run out on this ball game.
And the Cowboys will advance to the next round as we say thanks for watching and so long, everybody.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.